Hello, welcome back to another Friday night of Let's Talk Benchrest with Kentucky RImfire and Hobbies. The background's a little different tonight because I'm at my parents' place and my mom and dad has this little apartment thing fixed up on top of their garage. So I'm up in the loft of the garage because everybody's asleep in the house. I wasn't planning on being on tonight. Hasbro was going to lead the show, but we got done with the stuff we needed to do to get ready for the festival tomorrow, and I felt like jumping on here, and I couldn't stand to miss these guys on the panel, and also um, you guys in the side chat. So appreciate everybody being here tonight. Hasbro's bringing forth the topics. And Hillbilly is driving the show because he has the control. So we'll hold him responsible if there's any flaws. But we we played a new intro tonight, a new old intro. So I wasn't prepared for that. Kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, I kind of forgot we had that intro. But anyways, let's bring Hillbilly up first since he's driving the table, and we can go from there.
Hey, buddy.
All
Uh,
right. I
yeah,
keep
I looked over and I'm like, darn, I don't remember which which intro.
Yeah, so there's a short one and a long one, but that's all right. That's still a good intro. These people probably get tired of waiting a minute on an intro anyway. So
Yeah, I knew you didn't want the one with the guns in it, and so I'm like, well, let's try this one.
yeah, so uh, this layout that I'm in, I can't see who's in the back room or anything, so I'll just let you call them out one at a time. How about that?
You betcha. Well, since uh, Hasbro's night to shine, let's go ahead and bring him out.
Well, hey guys. Well,
Go
let's
on,
see.
buddy.
Are you there? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I'm on Starlink tonight, remote in the RV. And if it cuts in and out, Hillbilly, you got the list of stuff. So does that guy over there. Anyway, we'll continue to have a show, but I'll do the best I can from where I'm at. But
You
it's
know
great
why
being
he's
with
in,
you guys tonight.
you know why he's in an RV, don't you, Hillbilly?
Is he in the doghouse?
Well, he bought it.
Probably.
He bought another new rifle today, so he's in hiding.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you this real quick. This is a real quick story. I know a guy I used to work with, and he wanted to start playing golf with us, and he just got this old set of golf clubs, from his, at a yard sale. His wife's real tight, won't let him spend hardly any money, and so he went and bought him a new used set, and anyway, he come on with those, and his wife's like, "Where'd you get those at?" And he said, "Oh, it's so and so's. His wife won't let him buy them, so I'm hiding it over here for him." So every time he go play golf, he'd take his old set and then the newer set he bought. She never did find out those both were his set of clubs.
Uh, That sounds like
Well,
Justin. That sounds like Justin Lowe when he walks in with a new rifle, and his wife says, "Where are you going with that?" Oh, I'm working on it for somebody.
Well, most of the time he is. They're yours.
Yeah.
Yep, no doubt about that. Well, up next, let's bring out J Delta 22NC. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing well. Hold on a second here. Hey, I'm doing well. So, how's everybody tonight?
Doing fabulous.
Thank you for inviting me tonight. I'm just ready to have fun.
Glad to have you here. So, uh, Hillbilly, did you buy a new rifle today?
Me?
Yeah.
No? Why?
Well, Hasbro did.
Oh,
And Jose did.
I sure didn't.
And somebody else in this panel tonight's got a new rifle. I think Steve from living in Southwest Virginia's got one too.
Mhm.
Well, dang.
And and Justin couldn't be here tonight because of a death, and it's not. I guess it's not his family, but it's his hunting buddy's father passed away, so he's dealing with that tonight. But I did send him a message today. Our local FFL posted up a Mossberg 144 LSB, which is the same rifle that I traded to Nibs when I first met Nibs. And this one that this guy had was in pristine condition. And Justin's like, "You need to go buy that." And I was like, "I'm not even home." So Justin went and bought it. So there's
Good
three new
man.
rifles that
Yeah.
that's three new rifles we've learned of today. So
And
how about
RImfire says he's got a new one and it's on its way.
so how about in the side chat, if you got a new rifle, tell us about it. And also these panelists, as they come out, if they've made a new purchase that they need to come clean and tell us about, let's just go ahead and share that.
Man, after this deal, I'm gonna write down everybody's name and I'm gonna tell my wife, like, it's not fair. All these guys got new rifles.
Yeah.
They're making
Yeah,
fun
that'll
of
be.
me. See?
Oh yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
Alrighty. Well, up next we got Mike from Minnesota Shooting Sports. Hey, Mike, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Hillbilly. How about yourself?
Doing good.
No, I ain't got nothing new for you, Chad. So, yeah, nothing new going on here. Just happy to be here. It probably ain't gonna stay on all that long here tonight. Again, it's been really warm here, unseasonably back up to almost 90 degrees today, with the same thing expected tomorrow. So a full day at work is gonna be rough again tomorrow. So.
Wow.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of new stuff going on out there in the side chat. Yeah, they got one rifle sold, but got a pistol and a rifle.
So I got a package in the mail today, and my wife called me on the phone, and she's like, "You got another package, and it's heavy. I'm getting tired of getting these heavy packages." She's like, "You must have ordered some more ammo," and I was like, "Hey, I didn't order anything." She's like, "You have a package," and I was like, "Who's it from?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't look at your stuff." And I said, "Well, would you go look?" And she's like, "I'm pretty sure it's ammo." I said, "I didn't order any ammo."
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie from Georgia Shooting Connection made me some 35 Remington cast bullets with gas checks, and he sent me a box of bullets.
Oh wow.
So,
Oh my goodness! Well, awesome.
Yeah, my wife texted me this morning that had a package and it's kind of similar. She's like, "It's heavy. I put it down on your loading bench, and after dinner here, she's like, "What was it?" I said, "Oh, it's just something for the Jeep." And the way she rolled her eyes, she kind of figured it was the same thing, And it wasn't. It's a cast iron, Rancho front diff cover, So, but
I was going to say
she
another
thought it
case
was
of SK pistol match special.
yeah, she thought it was more
Yeah.
ammo. So
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, up next we got George from Southern Rifle. How you doing this evening, buddy?
We should all be yelling out, George!
George.
Well, man,
tell us about that new rifle you got, George.
yeah. Can you even hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. He's buffering.
Up storm to you a while ago and nobody even acknowledged my existence.
Oh yeah, it wasn't coming through. Doggone it.
We just seen you sitting there smiling. We
Yeah,
thought you was
I
happy.
know.
We thought you was
Yeah.
happy and all.
Oh, that wasn't it.
Mm.
so you're not
did you-
happy?
Yeah, Lord.
You're not happy?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. It's been a wonderful day.
All right.
You still haven't told us about your new rifle.
Which one?
You're the man.
Oh,
You
wow.
win.
Oh, wow.
The newest.
The newest, oldest.
Yeah.
The newest, the oldest, newest. Well, it ain't here yet. Another Ann Schultz.
Oh.
Oh, you're the man. No wonder I can't find him.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna corner the market on him.
Yeah, but that man got one.
Well, we got one more person still in the back room. Let's go ahead and bring him out. It's Steve from living in Southwest Virginia.
Hello,
I know,
guys.
I know he's got a new rifle.
Yeah, but I've had it all week. It's not that new.
It's broken down now.
2 days old.
Yeah. No, I picked up that J.C. Higgins Model 30. I can't remember if it's Monday or Tuesday.
That's awesome.
So if
It's
y'all don't watch Steve and living in Southwest Virginia, he's starting a new series on his channel, and it's called Name That Rifle, because he brings home a new one about every week.
Call him Nibs Jr.
I wish. But
I know.
there probably will be another one next week. My brother picked up a new rifle the other day. So.
Yep. And everybody says I do 22 rescue.
Gotta
know-
do what you gotta do.
I know Steve has a old Marlin I'd sure like to have.
There's two of them on Gunbroker Hillbilly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I don't guess it's midnight yet, is it?
Mhm.
And neither one of them shoot a Gila for squat, hillbilly.
So again, guys, I'm in a different setting tonight. I'm on my phone. I don't have the StreamYard controls like I normally do, so I can't see the side chat. Hillbilly's driving the show portion of it, and the topics tonight are being brought to us by Hazzbro. So, Hazzbro, what do you got for us tonight, buddy?
Well, let me start it off. Hillbilly, if you'll get that click and that link in the side chat in case mine's buffering too bad, I'll have you show that video. So this live stream date is not a mistake. It is a live stream from about a year and a half. Well, not quite a year and a half ago, a little bit, year and a couple months. I did with Elliot from AR Guns, used to be, now it's AR Patriot 776. And if you guys don't know AR, you're missing something, because most of us that do live stream, at least a lot of us, started with him and Echo's Reloading Chamber, David White over in Echo. And it's been a lot of years ago, but I've appeared on many of his streams, and not as many in the last year as I like. I think maybe one or two in the last year, something like that, just because of my work and timing. But unfortunately, Elliot lost his life this last week. As I understand it, he was driving in his new restored Corvette he was so proud of, and somebody pulled out in front of a truck with a trailer. The trailer swerved to avoid it, and the trailer lost control and took Elliot's life. And
Wow.
he was just a good man. I mean, a good guy. I've talked to him many times. We've done a lot of things and tried to help a lot of people all the way. He was always one of the first to jump in and fundraise and different things. But he's been there for a long time, doing his own thing, his own way, and going to miss him dearly. So I thought we'd start by a little short video. I just made a little short tribute video, and I put it to Elvis type music, which is supposed to have been free, and it immediately got flagged by YouTube. But it didn't matter, because I wasn't monetizing in the first place, and that's the only thing they hit me for. So Hillbilly, if you wouldn't mind, play that video, and then we'll talk just a little bit about Elliot.
You betcha.
When I'm sitting and wondering, the matchbox hold my clothes. When I'm sitting and wondering, the matchbox hold my clothes. I ain't got no matches, but I sure got a lot.
Well, I just made a short tribute sort of video to Elliot. That's just a few captures from different live streams that uh, many in the community have been in or been in the side chat. Almost everybody, I would at least many in the side chat tonight were on his side chats as well, and knew him and appreciated him. Just a good man all around, and we're going to miss him dearly. I also put in for Hillbilly, if you don't mind putting it in the banner. Elliot didn't have a lot of money, and so his family is needing some help just for funeral costs, things like that. So I've donated. If you guys can, other channels have already done this, so I perfectly understand. But you'll have that link anyway, and it's in the link of that video that Hillbilly just showed too. But what I thought I'd tell you is there's a few things about Elliot you may not have known if you didn't, know him or work with him directly. And one of the things that always cracks me up with his show prep. Okay. So tonight, all these guys got a list of topics. And that's something I use a little bit to organize myself. But that was something that was a religious fanatic direction from Elliot. I mean, we had to meet ahead of time. We had to talk about show prep. We had to go through all the little lists and everything else. And he and Echo did that all the time. And he just wanted to be organized and ready to go. And so when you saw what was on his show, it never varied and waved too much from what he outlined. And that's just one of his things, to be organized and ready to go like that. He was a passionate reloader. Part of those videos you saw were just screenshots of him trying to teach what he knew, and share that with the world. And he truly did. He had people that were going to his morning coffees that were from all over the world, from Eastern Europe, Central Europe, Australia, New Zealand, just all over the world. And so he enjoyed talking to them as well. So maybe if you knew him, chat something about him in the side chat. And I just think it'd be good to sort of remember him that way. Now, don't get in a hurry to fulfill this, guys, but any of these guys in this panel, I'd be doing the same thing for them. They're truly good people in this community, and you see a lot of them on this show, and you see a lot of them on Hillbilly's show too. And if they tend not to be such good people, these guys kind of weed them out, right? But just try to, and he may weed me out one day. We'll see how that really goes. But
enjoy Hasbro's last show this week. No, okay.
I'll just leave it open and maybe each of the panel members. You might, if you knew AR, and if you didn't, but if you knew something, say something about him, and then we'll sort of move on with our topics tonight. But he does have a daughter that's left, and that's who this fund will go to. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Did you have something to say, George? I don't reckon he did.
So I didn't know him. This is the first time of me even seeing him or hearing about him, but I can tell by the way you're talking about him what kind of person he was, and kind of makes me regret not knowing him. So, and I'll just say your time here with us, Hazzbro, is contingent on tonight's show and how it goes. I'm just kidding.
Let me say it now. It's nice knowing y'all.
No, I'd never heard of him.
Okay. I know, like you look at a lot of the big names, and you saw some of those in the pictures. I just grabbed random pictures, not even near all of his shows. But like Eagle Run 2-3, really big channel now. He started on talking on AR show, and he got him on there, and then went off, was doing his own thing and very successful at it. There's just a lot of people like that. I'll tell you one thing about him though. He was willing to help somebody out, even at great expense to himself. And this happened with Echo. And I hope you see this or you're listening tonight, because Echo got in some bad situations in Tennessee where he was basically accused and framed. He was in a self-defense situation, shot unfortunately, a relative of his. I believe the relative was on drugs at the time or something, in self-defense. And then they sent Echo to prison without any communication for almost 2 years, something like that. He finally got out and got that, but it just ruined a lot of his life, and he's recovering that now. But AR was constantly calling him, and well, we both were searching, trying to see if we could get in touch with him, and we really couldn't while he was in there. But AR kept doing it and kept trying to bring him to his own house to give him a place to live, because a lot of bad things happened to the poor man. I mean, his wife left him and different things, and it's just compound and compound, getting kicked when you're down. But AR was like, I got a place. I'll come drive, and it's a long way from where he lived in Georgia to where Echo. I'll pick you up, I'll bring you back, and I'll give you a place to live. It's just the guy he was. He would help him out no matter what, because he just knew that was the right thing to do. So
That's awesome. And that's what this community's about. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's how I met Hillbilly. I stumbled up on Hillbilly's live stream one night and they were doing a fundraiser. And I was like, I want to be a part of this, And we become close friends. And that's what this community is about, whether it's your friend here or one of us here in the panel, like you said, we help each other out, and it blows my mind that the love we share, not just for the equal compassionate about firearms and 2A, but just taking care of one another.
Yep. Okay. Well, enough of that. I just thought you all might appreciate a little bit about Elliot, about his channel, AR Patriot 1776. And go check him out.
I've known Elliot for, I guess,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
3 years, as long as I've been on YouTube. And he's been on my show several times. And yeah, good guy. No doubt about that. And me and him, I think we bonded over was the love for Elvis. And so,
yeah. If I could have put Elvis to that, you would have heard Elvis. That was the closest I could get.
Mm-hmm.
And even that got me really close to getting it pulled down. It's sad what happens with YouTube, but I don't know. Anyway. Well,
Chris
thanks all for taking
a $10 super chat. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah,
awesome.
So anyway, I just thought you all might appreciate, and if you don't know anything about him, go check out his channel. I think you'll find him a very interesting and good man to listen to. A lot of interesting guests that you might not have think would ever appear, either on his show or on Echo's show, because they really started together on Echo's Reloading Chamber, and then AR sort of spun his own off because of Echo kind of getting in trouble a bit and fading his own way, and then AR just kept his channel going, and they both had them simultaneous at some point. So
there's another super sticker from J Delta. Thank you, sir. Hillbilly, throw those comments back up there. One from Brock. There's another one of us that got a new rifle. And he sent me a picture of his first target card he shot with it. And he's not lying. It's a hammer.
That's awesome.
That's all he needs is something more accurate.
Yep. And then what was that last comment there? I was trying to read it and it got took down.
Which one?
Somebody that was saying something to me over there. You check out who it is? Oh, no.
Yeah. That's that that live stream we did for Scotsman.
That's where I came into this whole thing with Hillbilly. It was the Scotsman fundraiser.
Well, that's who announced it.
As a matter of fact, I was laying in this same room right here at my parents' house the night that I found that fundraiser. Right.
Oh, really?
Here. Right here. Yep.
You sure Scotsman wasn't laying on the floor beside you?
No.
We know what you mean.
Oh man. Yeah, actually tomorrow night will be show number 150. So
Wow. That's awesome, Hillbilly.
60 some shows there.
All right. Well, if y'all don't mind, I got 3 other just general topics that we can talk about, and I don't know if that'll take the rest of the time or not. Depends how far we go with these. But I sort of broke them into categories. Favorites. Okay, so maybe some favorites we haven't talked about, at least recently. Black powder, one of my passions, and then have you ever? It's a bit open-ended, but I do have a list that keeps us from veering where we get banned on YouTube. But have you ever? Okay. So first on the favorites list, what are your favorite triggers for Benchrest shooting? First, rimfire. Second, centerfire. So Chad?
Well, I like rifle basics. And I also like Trigger Tech. That would probably be my 2 favorites. Trigger Tech more for centerfire stuff, but I have several different rifle basics for rimfire. Even the Marlin 25 that I got, the trigger on it was atrocious, and Rifle Basics offered a trigger upgrade for it, and it worked out very nice. So I really like Rifle Basics.
So let me ask you a question about Rifle Basics, because you shot against my Savage 6.5 Creedmoor. That still has the factory AccuTrigger in it. I've adjusted it down, but I haven't really messed with it, right? Just adjusted it down. But I have a Rifle Basics to put in it. Would you?
Yes.
Okay. Because it shoots so good. I'm used to that trigger, but I do have that trigger. I need to try it. So, all right, Hillbilly. Have you replaced any triggers, or what's your favorite of the rifles you have?
Well, I'll tell you what, most usually, got to rate them off high point, got a lot of high point triggers.
I knew that was going to come up.
And, and so for all you girls out there, I mean, all you got to do is just use this, and you ain't worry about those good triggers, You get by with this nice tacky trigger or whatever, Exercise that trigger finger and you're good to go.
It's Hans and Franz. I'm going to pump you up.
Well, I got these in like different weights, so like I'm worked up to like the heaviest weight now after seeing those high points for a long time. So, but now I've AccuTrigger is probably the only thing I got that is a decent trigger that's adjustable. And to me, I know you guys you got yours down to ounces, and I mean, I'll accidentally pull the trigger on an AccuTrigger, especially after getting off that high point or whatever. So, I mean,
and I will agree with. I see some of the side chats coming in there. I wasn't even taking semi-autos into consideration, but Mike Moore says Kid for 1022, and I agree with that. Kid has a really good trigger.
Yep.
And then I know Boomsticks used a lot of jarred triggers. And I'm not biased. I'm not knocking any other brand. I know the ones that I've used. The only other aftermarket trigger I've ever had was a Timony, and that was in a Ruger RPR, and it was a good trigger too. But that's the only Timony trigger I've ever had. So,
all right.
So what? Somebody new out there, or at least I don't think I've seen their name before in this chat.
I've never seen them before. Well, welcome, Average KS Hunter.
Steve, you want to go next?
Yeah, I guess my favorite trigger is Trigger Tech Diamond. I've gotten my B14R, and I really like that trigger. In the 1022, I've got a jarred trigger, and I've also got a Volquartsen trigger kit that I put in one of my 1022s, and I like them both pretty well. But like I say, absolute favorites at Trigger Tech.
I haven't shot one yet, but I believe, Jose, was that what was in your rifle that I shot? Was it Trigger Tech?
The remix?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Trigger Tech. Diamond.
Tech.
Diamond
So
Pro.
I have shot one now.
Yes.
Yeah, I see Mike Moore brought up another comment. If you're shooting a 455 or 457, Yo Dave has a spring kit that will make your factory
true.
trigger. It'll make it ounces, like very, very nice trigger with just a simple spring change out. Yes, absolutely.
And
I've got the Yo Dave in my.
Be careful with that though. If you're going to get a Yo Dave spring kit, go to their website and order it from them, because there are some knockoffs on eBay, and do not go to eBay to buy a Yo Dave spring kit, because you may get a clone.
I have that on my list to talk about, but I'll just tell you now, between it and Timney, I loved my Timney that's in my 457. But I can tell you, for the money, the Yo Dave is by far better. But what does, it just is so close. It's so good. The Timney is marginally better, but it's not worth the 150 something beans difference. So that's in the 457. Okay. All right, George, what do you know about triggers?
I'm sorting through them. I got bags full of them, man. I got jewels.
Look at that.
I've got some that Fire Spindale made, some 3 levers. Jewel all the way around for me. I mean, I've got good triggers. I tried to buy the guns I buy. I make sure they'll take a Remington trigger, just so I know I'll have a good trigger handy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, buying anschutz.
That's true. That's true. Factory anschutz. I have one, and it's amazing. I agree with you. All right, Mike, what do you got on triggers?
Yep.
So if it's rimfire and centerfire, I would have to say it's the things that I haven't changed. And it's going to be a Savage Accu trigger, because that's what for 22s for competitive shooting in the form that I do. I'm still using the Accu triggers in all those. It's what's in the budget Mark II. It's in the more money Mark II. It's what's in my primary match 6-arc and my backup 6-arc, because they're all the same and it's consistent. It's what I'm used to. Something that nobody's mentioned yet is, and it got me thinking about it. I don't shoot that much of it anymore, but my arc that's in 6, or my 6 arc that's a gas gun, is the only thing that I've ever put anything in an AR platform, changed the trigger out from a mil spec style, and I really love the Rise armament that I put in that. So in an AR platform. And what George just said, the 1407 U9 trigger is phenomenal in a match 54. So
very good. And of course, you're biased to factory anschutz, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's mine's has the 1407 U9 trigger that is in my super match. So I was able to identify what trigger it is, and it's a 1407 rifle. It's the trigger that came in 1966 match 54s, and it's killer.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing on the one I have, and you're right, it's amazing. Yeah. All right, Jose, I know you got a few good triggers.
So for my centerfire, I like the Trigger Tech diamonds. I mean, that's what I got on my 6.5 Creedmoor. They're great triggers. For my 1022 kit, yep, I got a kit. I think it's a 6 ounces, the lowest I got. And then for my RImfires, I got Biggs and Andy. I mean, that trigger is amazing. It came with one of my voodoos, and I think that's what I'm going to buy the next time. Amazing trigger, breaks every single time. It's a single stage. I like in single stage, and I like the I got Timneys and I got Diamond Pro on the remix. So I like all those triggers, and I had a jar in one of my triggers. So, and then this rifle coming in, it has a 4.4 ounces from factory. So on the amp shoots, it's a 2-stage. So
Good night, Brock. Don't work too hard. Thanks for jumping in.
I don't think I'm touching it. The one that comes from factory, I leave it alone. So I know
Later,
it's going to
brother.
be good. It has the 5861 trigger there, I think. It goes
Very
as
cool.
slow as 2.2 ounces, though. But I'm not going to mess with it.
That's
So, yeah, I'm not going to mess with it.
That's Rimfire Dave territory right there.
Yeah.
So in the side chat, let's go this route.
Can I say something real quick first? While everybody's talking, I want to check out Average KC Hunter's channel, and I want to put the link out here to it. You got some nice Benchrest videos, shooting the Bagara and stuff, several of those, and then some Ruger 1022. So,
Cool. Well,
looks
again,
like he's just kind
welcome.
of starting out. So, guys, go over and check out his channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a comment
Absolutely.
there a minute ago that he really likes the Jard in his 457, and you guys have mentioned Jard too. That's one I have not tried yet, and it and Diamond Tech would be probably on my list to try next. But all right, anything else, Jay Delta?
Yeah, I was going to say that Yard triggers, Yard, they're there are no frills triggers. There's nothing fancy about them. They're flat black, but amazing. The spring in those triggers are pretty good. For the price, it's worth looking at it.
So what I was going to say about a different direction was the trigger market is flooded. There's so many different options out there for triggers, different brands and spring kits, and if you've got a trigger that you were dissatisfied with, share it in the side chat and let us know, because most aftermarket triggers that I've ever tried, I like them. They're an improvement. Are they apples to apples? It would take some extensive testing to figure that part out, but most of them are an improvement. But if you've gotten a trigger that you just would not recommend anybody getting one, share it in the side chat. Let us know.
All right, let me give you my list because it starts with one like Chad was talking about here. So for the Mark II, whether you have one screw or two, I'll tell you, do not get the Apache trigger upgrade. And you see a lot of buzz on the internet about this, and you're going to get totally ripped off. From a guy in Canada, this is my opinion, so you can take it for what it's worth. $97 for a tiny little ball bearing and a spring that you can find yourself. $97 is what you didn't get a trigger. You didn't get anything else. You got a spring and a tiny little ball bearing. I've never felt so ripped off. Well, maybe not in my whole life, and it didn't make that big a difference. It wasn't worth it. So a lot of people you'll see on the internet, oh, they're swearing by it. Well, they probably don't have enough triggers to know better. So that's one that's not been a good view for me. Chimney in my 457, like I say, is amazing, but the Yo Dave is so close. Yo Dave is by far the better deal. Just when you put it in, there's some grease and certain things you need to do. I've got a video on that, but other people do too. Just follow those kind of things. You'll be fine. Jewel, George, I'm 100% with you. I've got a Remington 700 5R mil spec that I shot F class with for a while, and I put a Jewel in that, which bumped me out of the category. But it's an amazing trigger. It's the best trigger, bar none, that I own, and I have some pretty good triggers, but maybe not quite as nice as some of these guys. But I have some
Yep.
pretty good triggers, and that Jewel is amazing. 1022, hands down, the Kid trigger first, and the Kid 2-stage. I got the 8-ounce version of what Jay Delta's talking about. It's exactly the same trigger. They just set it for you at 6-ounce, 6-ounce. They actually do a 4-ounce, 4-ounce. So, but you can set your trigger on down if you want. But it is a amazing trigger. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's very expensive. It's more than most people have in their rifles to begin with, and by quite a bit. So, will I get another one? I don't know, because they make a upgrade. It's a single stage upgrade that you can put into your BX trigger, and it's pretty nice. It's not as light, doesn't have the 2-stage, but the contest that Chad has seen me shoot in and win is the single stage kit upgrade. So it's right at 2 pounds, but it just breaks so perfectly that you know when it's coming, and that really is an advantage. There's another good 1022 trigger called Black Max from a guy in Florida. Now, what he's doing is he's taking factory BX triggers, and he's polishing them, reworking some of the geometry, improving them a little bit, but they are really good. And that's a little cheaper. It's about the total cost of the upgrade for the kit. Of course, you got the BX trigger to start with, so whatever that costs you, plus the kit upgrade. So, but the Black Max is right about the kit upgrade price, and so it's not a bad one. Now, on one other centerfire I didn't put, and this is for gas guns. To me, I have a CMT for 9mm. That's a really good trigger. The reason being it's so good is it doesn't allow you to fire out a battery, a very key feature. And I have had some bad experiences with that. The trigger was related to part of that. So that's fine. For 9mm ARs, they're a little bit finicky animals. But in the regular AR, LaRue MBT, you think I'd be a sponsor after having 9 of them? But no, they haven't called me. I don't expect to hear from them. But that's sort of my thing. So that's it for triggers for me. You guys got anything else? And if not, we'll move on to our next one.
No, I did see some comments on the Bagar B14 trigger being horrible, factory trigger, also Benchrest triggers. I saw all that come up in the side chat. And then also, there was a question there about has anybody had an experience with CZ's 452? He's got an opportunity to get one. I got a 455 and I got a 457. I've never had a 452. What's the difference? Anybody know? I know like the 455 and the 457, the bolt throw angle is different.
I think they changed the safety too, right? Go ahead, Mike.
Yes.
If you saw my second long gong video, the guy that the Hurricane Joe, if you watch that long video, the gentleman that shot the Woodstock with the 3x9 rifle off of some sand-filled shot bags at 300 yards, he was shooting a 452 with some 1,400 feet per second ammunition.
Wow.
Some random bulk box, I don't even remember what the brand was, but it was 1,400 feet per second. And he got 3 hits. So, and he was tickled pink about it. But so if that's the rifle, I know that's what he was shooting. It's just like a 455 as far as action and everything. It is just much more a varmint hunter, profile, everything about it. So
did the 452 come in a bull barrel or is it just a
I think it's just a pencil barrel, I believe.
Sport
at least
barrel,
the one that the Hurricane Joe had out there on the second match. But
yep.
All right. I think we're going to skip over. I gave you guys a couple other favorite things, but I looked at these and I realized that maybe we talked about these in the last month or so. So let's jump to black powder, and then we're going to go to have you ever. And so black powder, who shoots it? Why are you shooting it? Hunting, competition, fun, nostalgia, and what type of shooting do you do? Is it offhand? Is it silhouette? Is it Benchrest? That kind of stuff. So let's talk black powder. Chad?
So I love black powder for the nostalgia part of it. But I do hunt black powder. We have a early season and a late season, so you get two opportunities at deer hunting with black powder here in Kentucky. So I have a Hawkins black powder rifle and a 50 cal, and then I also have a Optima break action black powder rifle, and I have two black powder pistols. One's an Army, one's a Navy, and I really got those just because they're cool, and the fact that you could get a cylinder conversion and convert them to a regular pistol, and
Cool.
I thought that was cool. And Hasbro brought me a black powder shotgun that we are going to clean it up and we are going to try to shoot it because I think
That'd be
it's
cool.
I think it's very capable. So we may have to stick it in a tire or something and pull a string with the trigger.
That's what you do.
But
That's
we're
what you
going to we're going to try to fire this shotgun as soon as I get all the material I need to load it up and make it go. Because my dad kind of got me into black powder. My dad has a Hawkins black powder rifle that it has many deer kills on it. My dad's buddies would come and borrow his rifle because it was so accurate, and they would take it and hunt. And there's been deer after deer after deer killed with that rifle. My dad got into hunting with black powder so much that he started making his own black powder with charcoal, and
that's cool.
and so
That's hard
I
too,
have,
by the way.
yep. So I have black powder that my dad made. Um, it is a it's not as powerful as your new black powder that you would buy. It's definitely a lighter charge. But that's what you want in those older guns like that shotgun. So I love black powder. The smoke out the end of the barrel, and well, the intro that we play every Friday night that's got Hasbro's black powder rifle shooting in slow mo at the end of it. I can't get enough of that. That's just that's awesome. It's awesome.
They are
So
devastating rounds, and you
Yep.
really understand a bit more about the Civil War when you see what one of these, whether they're round ball or mini ball or maxi balls, what they really do, the energy they deliver. And that video is sort of a small snippet of that. But you mentioned a Hawken. Years ago, a friend of mine had a CVA and 50 cal Hawken, and I engraved it like crazy for him. Every little, I didn't add metal, but every little bit of metal he had, I engraved for him. Had like a deer jumping over a rock and different things like that. But I was hunting with him up in Michigan, and I saw him. I was maybe 75, 80 yards away from where the deer was that he shot. We were sort of crossing fire area. And when he hit that thing with a 50 cal soft lead round ball, I've never seen a cleaner kill in my life. That doe, he shot a doe, jumped up in the air, rotated over in her back, and landed and didn't even twitch. I mean, she was dead and done. And that round ball completely expanded. It was just a big flat disc. It held together, but it dumped all of its energy, and that deer went down.
Yep.
And I'm telling you what, it's amazing to see. All right,
So,
Hillbilly, how about you? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Chad.
You and I just talked about that the other day that Thompson Center bought Green
Yeah.
Mountain barrels, and that was one of their decision makers in their purchase was they wanted to bring back that uh, Hawkins style rifle, and they're planning on bringing that back, and yeah, that's one of the reasons they purchased Green Mountain barrels because Green Mountain already had the barrel making process in place for them, and the startup cost of making their own barrel making facility was it didn't make sense. So I would go to say it's more like a partnership than it was a buyout. So, anyways, yeah, Hillbilly, go on, black powder.
Oh,
You got
my
a high
dad.
high point black powder.
Say no. That's an abomination.
Yeah, my dad, he's into black powder some. He had a flint rock pistol and stuff, and so growing up, I shot some of those, and then the only one I ever had is I ended up trading and getting is a Hawkins 50 caliber, and because I'd never shot deer with a black powder rifle, and so anyway, I finally got my first deer with that, and then it wasn't, I don't know, next year or something, another buddy of mine, he was wanting to get into it, so I ended up trading it to him, for I don't even remember what but yeah, I did have one, and I enjoyed shooting it. A lot of cleaning with those things, but
Now you say that, and the only thing I shoot in any of mine, although I have a 1 pound jar of a black powder substitute to test. I just haven't got to it yet this year, but I only shoot pure black powder. I don't shoot any modern powder out of any of mine, and it's one, it's what they're made for, but two, it's very accurate with the original powders, especially Swiss powders, Swiss brand powders. But Chad will relate to this, just like Good Morning Vietnam. It's good to smell napalm in the morning. I love the smell of sulfur in the morning. That's what you get with the real stuff.
It's awesome.
All right. Anything else, Hillbilly? I didn't mean to catch you off there, buddy.
no, I was just gonna say, Chad, I think you need to use rock salt for your first shot with that old rifle. I mean, you said you need to get all the stuff. I mean, you got homemade black powder. You just need a patch and some rock salt, and you're good.
I'll get you a life-size target of that witch chasing hillbilly, Chad, and you use that salt. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the old timers around here, man, from what I understood, I mean, there's one fella we used to get in his tomato patch every now and then, and he'd shoot ass with rock salt.
As if the black powder wouldn't corrosive it up. Let's throw some salt down the barrel.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, how about you?
I quit hunting several years back. Back when I hunted, I did hunt some with black powder, and that was my dad's absolute favorite. He had one of those Thompson Center St. Louis Hawkins that he hunted with, I'd say, for 30 years, and he just loved that rifle. And I shot at some, I hunted some, but nothing in the last few years.
I competed for years in Friendship, Indiana, at the NMLRA national site with a Thompson Center Hawken factory, as factory gets, shooting silhouettes. That was a fantastic rifle.
Oh, that really one of his was extremely accurate.
Yep. George, do you have anything that burns sulfur?
I do. I've got 45 Hawkins up there on the shelf. I've got a 45, what is it, a Thunderbolt over there. I really like them. You talk about shooting at Friendship. A buddy of mine, you know who the House brothers are then.
Oh, yeah.
Herschel House and all them guys.
Herschel and Frank. Yep.
Well, buddy of mine, just down the road, he's got two. He's got two that Herschel built. Golly, man, you talk about just pieces of work, man. I mean, the furniture is dark. The wood's real dark. I mean, they're just beautiful, man. I love it. And muzzle loaders in general, like that one you've got, just for some reason they're just the design of them or whatever it is. They're just beautiful pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met Herschel a couple different times at Friendship and the Gunmakers Hall and for some lectureships and stuff. Um, really humble, just down to earth guy. Would tell you anything he knows. And he was a man that just self
Yeah.
taught, and he would just basically get some scrap iron and start building his own furniture and doing everything. He was something else.
There was some good. I think Herschel House. I think even YouTube still got some videos of him
They do.
showing around his place, and
They do.
Anybody's interested, go watch that stuff. It's just really interesting, or it is to me anyway.
And that's the days that man got between 10 and 20,000 beans for rifles because he built them one at a time, individual, and didn't cut corners, and they would shoot. And if they didn't shoot, you didn't get them. Good man.
That's right.
Boom says if you suppress your rifle, is that censoring your rifle's freedom of speech? No, it just says what it's got to say quieter. Boom.
It's just like his underwear; they got suppressed.
It still gets the point across.
It's indoor voice.
Mike, how about you?
I have zero experience with any form of black powder. I've never fired one, so I'll pass.
Hillbilly, where's the eject button? You got one?
Wait a minute.
Well, you get one of those for your long gone.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Cool. Have we even piqued an interest?
We've got them. We have the kids shoot them in our firearm safety class. I've had the opportunities. I'm not interested for whatever reason.
He needs to shoot a flintlock. You saw what happened to Elijah.
Yeah, it's the and granted, I shouldn't base it off of this. And here's the simple reason why I'm not interested. We run, usually a class of 30 kids through, and we've got two different muzzle loaders. One's and I don't know enough. One's where they're putting the powder down it and doing the whole 9 yards, and one's where you feed it a pellet from the back and stuff, so they see the different actions. And I don't know anything about it, so I don't ever deal with that state. What I do know is how long it takes to, if you let the kids, even all of them, shoot one shot of each of it, how long it takes to clean those damn things out afterwards, or how much effort we put into cleaning them. That's why I stopped shooting ARs, because I don't like cleaning guns, so I don't want to bring something home that's a pain in the butt to clean anymore. So
there's methods to the madness, but it is nothing like modern powders, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When I shoot them, I shoot what's called moose milk, which is water-soluble machinist oil, a little Dawn soap, and water. And I use that to clean, but also I use it on my patches as a lube. And I'll shoot 5 to 7 rounds in competition and not have any accuracy drop. Most guys are out there cleaning every other shot or every shot. It's just crazy. But you're thinking, okay, 5 rounds, you clean. If I'm not in competition, I can still shoot accurately and just keep going. I'll probably be at 15 rounds if I have to clean. But on the cleaning, hot soapy water. Your job is easy and fast, and it cleans fast. But it is more effort, without a doubt. You're right, Mike.
Yeah, and it's the hot water part for us because we don't have it.
In the winter,
out at the post, we've got running water and stuff up until October when we turn the water off and stuff like that. So it's a lot hot enough so they can get it good and clean in the fall class before we store everything for the year, type of thing. Yeah. So
a lot of times what I do is it's just like you make tea, right? I'll take a dark bottle and put it in that and set it in the sun while I'm shooting. And then I have warm enough water to clean it. And then when you get it home, it's like, oh, it's going to be corrosive. You can go several days. I don't, but within a day or so, I'll have it completely cleaned out. But I oil it in the meantime. And that just buys you time.
Yep. That's the only gun I've ever seen take a bath in the bathtub. My dad, when he's done shooting his, he'd take it apart, put the barrel, everything in the bathtub, soak it in Dawn dishwashing liquid and hot water, and clean it and get it out and wipe it down, oil it, and put it away.
I do that all the time on my Thompson Center Hawkins and things like that, because you just pop a pin out, the gun comes apart pretty quickly, and then you stick the breech end into the water and work it back and forth and clean it out. But the flintlock, like you saw, that's held in with pins and some screws, and I don't take that out unless I have to. But you don't really need to. I just take the lock off and then clean it. So, all right, Jose, we're up to you. Black powder.
All right. So, never shot black powder before.
I hate it.
Don't have one rifle, but I guess I have to add one to my collection.
Jose, the next time we meet up at Chad's place, I'll bring that flintlock back.
Yes.
I love to learn about it, and I love to shoot one.
Well, but they don't make diamond tech triggers for them. Sorry.
Mike Moore out here in side chats got the perfect deal for you. They still got the Woodbury School open, the Herschel House, and it says Mike says you can go there and learn to build your own rifle and knife and things that Herschel made.
That's pretty nice.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Make yourself an heirloom. That's what I've done. And if you take your time, you can do the work. It's not that hard. You just got to take your time, and you truly make an heirloom to hand down through your family. So,
yeah, that's something I want to do. I want to make one. I want to buy one of those. I want to buy one of those kits and just put it together.
There's two places I go to. Well, three. Pecatonica River. That's who I bought my first stock from. Hibbler is a relatively new one to me. They've been out for a while, but they're making really good stuff. And then it used to be Getz, and what is it? It's flintlocks.com. I'm forgetting the family name that did it. I used to know the man that started. But anyway, they're very high-end stuff to get. So what's that? I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I'm sorry, folks, but I'll come up with it here in a minute.
Is it Keebler?
Hibbler. Now that's the guys that are out now that are making the majority of them. But there's a guy that used to sell only Getz. And he still sells the highest end things. I'll look it up while we're talking here, but I'll come back with that one.
Well,
so while we're on that,
it though, Jose, you get you black powder rifle, pistol, and a cannon, and have it all shipped right to your front door.
That's almost true. Believe it or not, the government in the Biden area and all that stuff really was in the Obama era. They started making them sell the barrels separate from everything else. They can't ship you an entire rifle kit anymore. It's the dumbest thing. Like you can't take one thing and put them together. Chambers. So that's what I was trying to think of. Jim Chambers.
He said cannon, but that is cool. Like we have a shoot at our club. We have a shoot at our club every year, and one of the guys that's our club member, he brings a cannon and sets it up, and he loads it, and he puts steel wool in it for the shot, and they'll set that cannon off to open up the show, and you talk about a fireball. I mean, it's
I bet.
Well, what's really funny about that is like the last administration's like, it's not like you can buy a cannon or something. It's like,
you can. It's still legal. It was legal then.
Yeah.
All right.
You can easily make them too.
So this actually, and I figured it might happen this way, leads into the next topic is, have you ever built your own rifle? And when I say built, I don't mean an AR that you assemble. Not that that's not built. A lot of people don't count that building. I still do, because you choose and you put things together and you got to do things right, but it's more or less a puzzle, right? You just put it together. But have you ever built your own rifle, stocked your own rifle, chambered your own barrel, breached your own barrel, which you do in the muzzleloader, drilled your own touch hole, or tapped for, the percussion drums and things like that? Chad?
I have not. The closest I ever got to building my own rifle, I bought a bunch of parts and then all of a sudden I traded those parts, and it became a turbo.
It just happened, didn't it? All right, Hillbilly. High points don't count.
No, I don't reckon I've ever built one. Other than a wooden one when I was little, but I guess that's about it.
All right.
I'd
I
like
figured
to,
this
though.
may go around pretty fast. Steve?
I have not built a rifle. I've assembled a few parts like you were talking about a minute ago, but I've never built a rifle.
And I still count that, like I say, because some of my ARs that I put together are more accurate than almost anything you can buy. But it's because I'm picky on what I buy, but it's not so much exactly how I put it together, So
I've
George?
assembled some ARs
Oh,
and
sorry.
1022s.
Yeah.
Yep. That man right there, he's built a rifle or two. I know he has.
Yeah, George.
Well, I have drilled a few touchy holes. But as far as building a whole rifle, no, I haven't done. Not from scratch like that. I've had a bunch of rifles built. I have stocked and bedded a few rifles, but no, not the context you're talking about. No.
Well, I count stocking and bedding, right? That's a little different, especially when you carve the stock, right? Or you fit that stock. That's a lot of the challenge. Like when you build the flintlocks that I showed, a lot of that's the hard challenge. Once you get that geometry and every wood inletted just right, everything else is downhill, right? So, all right.
I kind of feel like I built one if you're talking like that, because
Right.
first time I ever took my
No,
lever action rifle apart, yeah, it really felt like I had built that thing to get it all back together.
Hey, super glue doesn't count, Hillbilly.
Oh, man.
Well, Hazzbro, I built one out of PVC one time, and it
There you
shoots
go.
potatoes plumb on top of the mountain.
I saw one that did golf balls that way.
Yeah.
Mike, how about you?
Well, again, it comes down to your definition of built. And, if a bunch of women can take a trip in a phallus-shaped spaceship and then come back down from, space and they're all astronauts, and yeah, I built a lot of rifles.
He's still thinking about these women too much.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, that's
No.
a good one.
I haven't. And if my guy ever gets the time freed up to help me with that barrel and the reaming it and doing all that, that'll be my first, I guess, true build that I'll do. And I've decided that, when he can dedicate the time on his lathe and stuff, I'll take the time off of work if I need to. I want to be in the shop with him, and I kind of want to turn the wheels and do stuff and whatever, just because I want to see it firsthand. So
that's sort of me. My bucket list item when I retire is to get a one of these Precision Matthews 1440, I think it is, lathes, just to do my own barrel work. Like I know what to do, I know how to do it, but I don't have the equipment to do it, and I want to. It'll never pay itself off, so that's probably be the limiting factor. But Jose, how about you?
Build a computer. Does that count?
That does count.
Yeah. No. No, I have never built the full rifle to the extent of, I have put CC together, the chassis, or the action, the barrel, and that's easy to do. The trigger, that kind of thing. But no, never built one.
All right, very good. So in mine, I just tell you guys quickly, I think I've said this before, I don't know if it was on this show or not, but my building started at age 10, and my father got into black powder, and he wanted me to get into black powder, so he bought me a kit called a New Orleans Ace. And this wasn't a kit like it should have been, right? You think the hammer would be ready to go? Nope. I had to file it, smooth it, and case harden it. Okay. A 10-year-old had to learn about case hardening. And then we had to get the equipment and figure out how to do that and all that stuff. So that was fun. And then you had to shape and carve just a block into a handle. And when I thought I was done, my father kept saying, "You're not done." And I'm glad he pushed me, because now I look at that handle going, man, that thing's really nice. And he just kept pushing me until it was truly right. It's not that hard, but to get the shapes and the curvature and make it fit, took some work.
Well,
Later on in life, then I got
no,
into building my own. Go ahead, Hillbilly.
I was going to say, Boom's got a comment out there for you. Says, I was told building an AR is like building a model. So I decided to build one. It wouldn't function at all. I think I used the wrong glue.
That's Hillbilly's Book of Repair, line 1. So I say real quickly, later on in life, I decided, hey, I'm going to build my own rifle completely. And so I did. I bought a Green Mountain barrel, right? And started there. And the reason I started there is I went to several local shoots, and I was watching who was winning, and I kind of watched that. So I got a Davis lock, Davis triggers, double set triggers, by the way, Green Mountain barrel, and then a Pecatonica partially pre-carved stock. It wasn't inlet all the way, just partially. You had to do a lot of the work, but it saved me some time. So I learned how to inlet and do all this stuff, and then I ended up doing a apprenticeship with a master engraver and learned how to engrave. And then from then it was just downhill. So kept building. So anyway, that's kind of fun stuff there. All right. So one other point on building yourself. I'll tell you, I learned this especially in engraving, but when you do your own stock work and stuff, learning how to recover from your mistakes is the biggest thing you'll do. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to go, man, I just ruined a $700 piece of wood. And you can get into high dollar wood when you build these things, or barrels or inlays or whatever. And I've been stuck on a rifle now that I have to get finished, but it's like, I made a mistake. I know how to fix it, but it's not easy. And it's on an inlay. So I could just dig the inlay out. But for you guys that know about inlays, they used to put them all in with brass screws or steel screws. And the steel screws would rust out, and then your inlays would pop out. Well, that's not a good thing. So I decided to put them in with bedding compound on the back, and I rough it up, and then I put in brass screws. And when they're sterling silver, I make my own screws and stakes and drive them in and then file them flush. So when they're done, you can't find them, and they're never coming out. Well, that's the kind of thing, right? You make a little engraving mistake, and you can't always hide your engraving mistakes well, and that's where I'm stuck. But I know what to do. I just got to figure it out and get it done. All right, so that's recovering from mistakes. So the last thing I got for you guys tonight, and let's see how we are on time. Yeah, that'd be about right. So we're all into shooting. A lot of us into rimfire competitive shooting, centerfire competitive shooting. Some just into fun, right? Target shooting, hunting, things like that. But what other hobbies do you do? Chad? Your rimfire and hobbies. What's the hobbies?
Well, I don't do it anymore. I still own some, and I haven't done it in a long time. But model airplanes. If you look back at the beginning of my channel, there's a lot of model airplanes I was flying. Camera gear's not that great. Videos are not that great, but it's something I always wanted to do as a kid. On Saturday or Sunday, we would drive to town, and there was an old airstrip over there where they would always be flying the planes, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I was an adult before I ever got the opportunity to get into it, and when I did get into it, just like any other hobby, I got into it head over heels. There was at one point I had 60 some model airplanes in my basement.
It happens.
I've had a lot, and I've crashed some and learned from my mistakes, and then also overlanding. There's a few videos on my channel that's where my email comes from. Toyota Chad. I built a 1991 Toyota truck and lifted it and put a flatbed on it, and my family and I would go out and do these overlanding adventures and trail ride and camp, and we'd go for a week or a weekend or whatever, and just uh, live off the grid. And I enjoyed that a lot, but life got busy as our kids got older, and all that kind of went away. So that's it. Um, guns is my hobby now, and YouTube, and that kind of goes hand in hand. But
Yep.
Someday, um, I would like to get into building an old muscle car, and that's a dream of mine. So that's it.
All right, good. Hillbilly, thank you for doing that. I totally forgot about shout outs. So if y'all type in Benchrest in the side chat, Hillbilly's going to call you out, and I appreciate that. Then when we're done with that, let's pick back up. And I'm sorry, I meant to start at the bottom this time and go up. So we'll jump down to J Delta, and then we'll come back up. So, so type in Benchrest, please.
Alrighty. See, first up out there we have J Delta 22NC. Throwing out there, see, we also have Alaska One Andy out there. We got Crusty Underwear. I wonder who that could be. We also got Ronald Eastman. Hazzbro. Living in Southwest Virginia. We got John Taylor out there coming in with Benchrest. From the middle of nowhere, we got Chris Lang and Ron 2A Matters. Got Minnesota Shooting Sports. Average Kansas Hunter. So we got Mike Moore out there. Talking about painting a hot rod. And I believe that's all so far I see out there right now, Hazzbro.
All right. If you continue on, if you type in Benchrest, well, Hillbilly shout you out. But Jose, why don't you go ahead and tell us about any other hobbies you may do?
So the hobbies, I haven't done it in a while. Well, maybe 6 months ago. I built computers from the ground up. I mean, just the case, the CPU, memory, board, and put the operating system and all that good stuff. So that's about the only hobby I got now.
You could relate, mainly how old I am. But
Yeah.
my first computer that I totally built, well, I had a Commodore VIC-20, then went to a Commodore 64. I graduated college and I built an 8086 was the king at the time. I got an 808010 and built it up. And when I say build it up, you got a motherboard with sockets, and that was it.
That's
and you got chips with pins, not sockets. You had to keep from bending them and line them all. I built the entire motherboard, put this thing together. It was the fastest computer, so I took it to work and used it. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's a rewarding thing to do.
It is.
But you got to spend a lot of time researching what works together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. We also had Jay Crow put Benchrest out there, and also Helping Man. Good to see you two out there also.
Yep. Mike, you got one or two other hobbies?
Hobby that I've always had, but has been automotive stuff, muscle cars and stuff like that. I've had a few over the years, and life, like you said, Chad said, gets in the way and stuff. So I've had them and built them up, and then had to sell them because another kid on the way, or whatever type of thing. And I haven't done that for a number of years here, actually. And what I'm doing now, it's re-piqued my interest, is the Jeep that I got. I'm gonna start going out and hitting some pretty technical trails. That's why I said what I said earlier tonight about the heavy thing that my wife thought was probably ammo. No, it's a cast iron front diff cover for for the JK. So I'm going to beef the JK up. And this year we're going to go up to the up north in Minnesota to the Iron Range and spend a weekend or two out there on some pretty technical trails. So it's always been a passion. It's something I'm going to get back into. Like I don't know if I'd call it a hobby, other than guns. Something I collect is vintage stereo equipment. If you think I've got a lot of vintage rifles, I've got a storage unit full of vintage stereo equipment because I can't keep it all in the house. So I am a Pioneer fiend. I have got pretty much every Pioneer receiver made from the early to mid 60s through the early 80s, all the old silver face, wood case silver face stuff, receivers that, run for $3,000-4,000 in nice condition. So,
Wow.
yeah. And most of that stuff that I've
They
always
make
been into it.
your speaker.
I've got, it's part of the reason why I had to get a storage unit, because the speakers that I've
yeah.
started taking home, because where I work at, again, the recycling place, you see it where people cleaning out mom and dad's, and the stereo equipment of the 70s just isn't cool anymore. Nobody wants it, so it comes in, and when you see someone bringing in a pristine set of 901, Bose 901s with the crossover on it and stuff like that, and a $4,000 Sansui receiver, I can't just let that go to the shredder.
No.
So I have probably given away too, and because I can't keep it all, that's why I narrowed myself down to just Pioneers to keep, to try to collect one of everything that they ever made that was like quality before you got into the no longer made in Japan stuff. And this is a no kidding. I'm part of a Facebook group where, like, when I see something that's like, God, it's too important to let it get shredded, I post it out there to the local Twin Cities metro area Facebook group, and people will, like, they sit at work with Facebook open waiting for me to, like, post something like, hey, it's up for grabs, free. I can't make anything off of it. But I sat down one day and I figured it out, and I probably have given away $150,000-200,000 worth of stereo equipment in the last 10 years of where I've worked at.
Wow.
And that's
Well, I've not seen you. I've not seen
an
you post
exaggeration.
anything like Winchester 52s that came in, or I've not seen you post anything like that, Mike. But
Yeah.
we don't accept firearms, but you should see the ammo that I saved from going to the
I
furnace
bet.
that got ammo. So, but yeah,
That's awesome.
it's another perk of the job. But I've always been into the old stereo equipment. One of my first jobs bagging groceries, first thing I did with the money when I was 16 years old was I went out to the Radio Shack at the Signal Hills Mall, and I bought my first receiver, and it was a Radio Shack brand receiver, as a matter of fact. But so that would have been like 1982.
That's really cool. You love the Polk Towers that I have too. I still have them from when I bought them in 1988, and they're still the most amazing speakers, working perfect. The Yamaha receiver died, but a few other things. All right, George, how about you?
I had my younger years, it was all hot rods, C10s, small block Chevys, but last 30 years, it's been nothing but guns.
All right, fair enough. Steve, you do anything else?
Not as much as I used to. I used to do a lot of fishing. Enjoyed that a lot. And I also built some computers back in the day.
His guns cut into the fishing.
That's exactly right. Decide if you're going to go to the range or if you're going to go to the river. Most of the time, the range wins.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. It might be cheaper to go to the river, but maybe not.
You look at the price of lures, you'd be probably surprised. Yeah. But yeah, used to build some computers, and kind of as a hobby, I do a lot of troubleshooting for friends and people I work with that have problems with them and bring them in and work on them. And then I'm an avid reader. I have been since I was about 10 years old, and I do reading regularly.
Very cool. Very cool. Hillbilly, why don't you go ahead?
Oh man. First of all, since Mike was talking about stereo equipment, I also had quite a bit of it in my lifetime, but I still do. I still have, of course, my wife made me put them or stored in the back corner of the closet, but the old big Bose 3-sided home speakers that would literally rattle the windows out of your house. But as far as speakers, I was a big Bose fan, but that was back in the day. Man, I've had so many hobbies. Mainly, man, fishing and hunting was always just a gimme, around here. Always, fished and hunted and loved every bit of it. Camping, the whole 9 yards. Racing, building cars, trucks. I mean, I haven't raced in a few years. But I mean, I still have a racing motor that I built, sitting small block, sitting out there in the corner of my shop up on the stand, and other motors and stuff. Yeah, I just, always been in that. And I mean, like, we built our race cars, like, we literally, most everything was fabricated. We built the roll cage, the dashes, pretty much everything. And so I love fabricating, working with metal. Of course, I like wood too. My only downfall with wood is the sanding part. I'd rather grind metal than sand wood. And so, but man, it's just been endless. Golf, paintball. I mean, yeah, that's one of those deals. It's sad when you got $1 set of golf clubs, in the corner of the closet you don't use anymore, and $1 paintball guns and all that. But yeah, it's just mainly the hobbies lately. For the last few years, just basically been a lot of gun stuff. But I like farming, farm animals and all that. Horses is an expensive hobby. I don't do that anymore, but
Smart man.
yeah, thoroughbreds, everything from thoroughbreds to barrel racing, horses, and just my favorite was Missouri Foxtrotters. They're built for the country and the hills, and road just smooth as a Cadillac, and you can take them up and down any hill through the mountains, and brush and trees that, places that literally nothing else could go, 4-wheelers, Jeeps, nothing, and so it was always nice doing that. I've been hunted off horses before, so, it's just great hobby, but it's way more expensive than guns, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll go through mine really quick because we're about out of time tonight, but it's going to be really fast. But I'm at end where I was going to begin, and that was RC aircraft, and Chad knows that. I not only flew them, but I designed them, and that was a fun thing. I designed them and to be CNC and laser cut and go together like a jigsaw puzzle, including these 3D aircraft, because I hate all the hand work you have to do to fit. I want everything snapped together and be perfectly aligned and never worry about it just fly. So I did that for a long time. Raced RC cars when I was out in California working for Apple. And that was one. You ever see, what was his name? White, what's his first name? The comedian.
Ron
White. How far can you get on one engine? All the way to the scene of the crash, right? That's what I did. One of my last races in California, the RC cars, I'd hop this thing up, use more battery cells that it was made to do, et cetera. And you go around this big track indoors, I take this massive jump over the start-finish line, and just as soon as that thing took off, it caught on fire. It burnt the wiring up, and you can see this perfect smoke trail all the way to the scene of the crash and a big fireball. So that kind of ended my racing career because that was pretty expensive. But I'm a pilot, although I don't fly. I don't fly now just because of the expense of it. The company I was working for paid for me to fly the plane, so that was cool. So I did that, RC, building rifles, fishing, hunting, travel. Just it goes on, and golf, and just like hillbilly, it's like it goes on and on. So lots of other things, but right now my main thing I just enjoy is YouTubing and shooting related to that. Really shooting first, and YouTubing is just trying to share my passions and diverse topics. You'll see my channel doesn't follow particularly one path. It's just what I like to do, and if you like that, that's great. All right, so I think we should probably start to close it out. Chad, back to you now. This way, you want to close this out?
Yeah, we're just thanks for the topics tonight, man. The show went really well. I think a lot of good discussion. I mainly got on here tonight just to make sure you didn't turn my show into a BB gun show, and we were successful. I'm
You
just
could
kidding.
have.
I'm just kidding. Um, so chasing women is an expensive hobby. Yes, sir, it is. I quit that a long time ago. Uh, um, anyways, yeah, good show tonight. Good topics. Um, again, guys, remember the GoFundMe if you got a giving heart at all. This family's in need with some funeral expenses. Please go over there and check that out and help out if you can. Um, he was a member of this 2A community. Even though I don't know him, I feel like I do now. Just what little bit we've heard about him tonight. And so, anyways, we'll go around the room and see what everybody's got coming up real quick. Um, Next week we should be back to normal. I should be back at home. But I'm gonna try to get some deer hunting in coming up here. I was telling the guys earlier. I went up to put a camera out this morning. Actually, I might have told this on the Minnesota or Georgia Shooting Connection. Um, Before I left home this morning, I got a new trail camera, and I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna go up and put this trail camera out in my hunting spot, and then I'm leaving and going to mom and dad's. I walk up to my hunting spot. I'm 100 yards out from my blind, and I walk up on two 8-point bucks sparring each other, and I'm standing there with not a weapon in hand. Not a weapon.
Oh,
So instead of putting a trail camera out this morning, I should have been hunting. But that's okay. I've not been seeing any bucks in my hunting spot, and I found out firsthand this morning they are there. And the most awesome part of it was I pulled the card out of my trail camera when I got back there and took it home to read it because I have a card reader camera back, a card camera back there, but I put a cellular camera up today. But I pulled the card out of the card camera and took it home, and it actually captured a picture of the bucks, and I'm standing in the background in a blue shirt.
that's gotta hurt.
So
That's funny.
it's epic.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
And those deers going on. Look at that guy right there.
He's with his finger going bang,
Yeah,
bang,
look at that
bang.
guy right there.
Yeah. So yeah, I got videos scheduled coming up, guys. Just stay tuned. It's still the normal stuff. We're going to be getting out some of my other rifles and shooting them this winter and displaying those. Challenge targets. Be sure to check out Hasbro's new target. He's got a Halloween target out with Hillbilly, the witch's target. And Mike over here, he's got some targets over on MN Shooting Sports. Be sure to check out those targets. And then Elijah, I invited him tonight, but he didn't show up. He's a busy man, but he's got a new challenge target out as well. And you could win a scope if you got a vintage rifle and a vintage scope to shoot, and you can shoot the best groups. You stand a chance at getting put into a drawing for a new Hilux Unerdal clone scope. And so go check out dayattherange.com too. I'm sure several of us in this room right here is going to be shooting that challenge. So let's go down to the bottom. Mike, what you got coming up, buddy?
I don't. I've got something that's ready to release, but I've kind of changed my mind. I'm not going to release the video. I'm going to go out Sunday and shoot a couple more videos. Do a little bit of ammo testing with some Center X, 2 different lots of Center X, some biathlon with the Supermatch 54 at 50 yards. Figure out what it likes to eat the most out of that. Then I'm going to shoot the new Day at the Range vintage challenge target, most likely with that rifle. And I got a set of front globe inserts in for my Savage Mark 10A. So I need to play around with that as well a little bit at 100 yards because I'm thinking I'm going to be shooting my rimfire challenge target that I will put on. This will be my 7th year next Sunday at our American Legion Veterans Outdoors Gun Club. And I think I'm going to go against all the guys out there instead of with the super match. I think I'm going to shoot iron sights against them this year. So, but we'll see how much better I can get that rifle dialed in with some smaller front apertures before I decide to do that. So that's what I'll be working on this coming week. That's about it.
Awesome. Steve, what you got coming up, buddy?
I've got a few more videos shooting some challenge targets. I'll be dropping them every probably 3 or 4 days. And we'll try to get out this upcoming week and do some shooting with that new rifle that I bought and maybe some other stuff.
Cool. So, Jose, what you got coming up?
For the next couple of Mondays and Wednesday. For the next couple of Mondays and Wednesday, we're doing the series What If with Federal Auto Match, Gucci ammo. We did the Bergara B14R, the TKT1X, the BMR, Bergara BMR, the Red Voodoo, and then finally the remake. And some crazy results. The first group real weird, and then second group real tight. So it's fun. You don't want to miss those. And of course, as soon as that Coconut Annie shows up,
Can't wait. Can't wait.
we are gonna do some videos. Thank you for having me tonight. I really enjoy. Look forward to seeing everybody on the side chat and you guys on every Fridays and Saturdays and Tuesday. I look forward to see you guys. Thank you.
Well, thanks for being here, buddy. Glad to have you. Hillbilly, what do you got coming up?
We got Guns Bearing Therapy tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. If you ain't doing nothing, swing by and visit us. We'd love to have you. And see, I got a scope video coming out, hopefully at the first of the week. Got a Athlon scope in, so we'll be doing a review on it. And got some more Hasbro's Halloween deals coming out. I shot it with the $4.99 Daisy the other day, and then I think we're gonna pull out the American Eagle or whatever, the Keystone. I don't know what you name that thing.
Do it.
But
That'd be cool.
I think we'll see what that thing can do at 50 yards, because I mean it was a hole puncher at about 27 to 30 yards, so shooting suppressed, and so
The world's only suppressed cricket.
Huh?
The world's only suppressed cricket.
Yep. So we got some of that stuff coming up for sure. Thanks for doing this, Chad, and great job tonight, Hasbro. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Again, I appreciate you guys making this happen. Little out of ordinary tonight. I wasn't in control, but Good show. Good show. And George fell out on us, so you guys check out Southern Rifle. We were talking about new rifles, and sounds like he's got something new coming to his channel. So be on the lookout over there on Southern Rifle for that. And he also got a new camera he's been working with, and where he can get the two-way footage. So his videos are getting a little better. And so go check out Southern Rifle. And Hasbro, what you got coming up?
Well, like Hillbilly, I got tomorrow coming out another video on the Halloween challenge, and it's Hillbilly's seen it. it's entertaining at best. It's not exactly a fine display of shooting. So if you want to see what happens on the other side of things, this is real. Right? This is not hidden. This is as the train wreck happened. But it's pretty funny, I think. But anyway, so we'll be doing some more of that. I got a video of Mike's. Let me get pointing in the right direction here. Of his as any Annie will do challenge, and I've been just debating, and I may do it while I'm out on vacation here. I may put that video together. But my problem is, and I want to test something, is that it's like you showed Mike with your super match, is that I got a stupid small group at 100 yards with that second 5. But the first 5, I had one fall out 2 inches on the cold bore. And I want to see if I know why. And so the rifle wasn't clean at that point. It had fired probably 100 rounds. So I'm going to get it clean, get it fouled, let it cool, but not so many shots. Try that. And then I'm going to try the not so manly blowing down the barrel with a straw before firing the cold bore shot and see if that helps get rid of that first shot. The weird thing is I shot the target twice, and I had one drop 2 inches low, had one go up about the same amount for the cold bore shot. And something just seemed weird about that. So I'm going to test that, but I think I'll probably just go ahead and publish the other one. But it's like the average is really good, but it's like, son of a gun. It could have been amazing without that cold bore. So, Mike, I got a problem with you making a cold bore shot.
That's what makes it challenging.
It is, isn't it? It truly is. You think guns
it
are
is.
just crazy good, and you gotta. If I knew where that first cold bore would always be, and my other rifles generally, well, then I can compensate. But yeah, this one's got me puzzled. So anyway, I'll be doing some of that stuff this week.
All right, so I saw Average Kansas Hunter was jumping off. Good night, buddy. Thank you for being on. Thank you to everybody else in the chat, side chat that was on tonight. A lot of good interaction, a lot of good comments over there in the side chat, and thank you again to the panelists for making this show happen. We'll see you guys next week here on Let's Talk Benchrest with Kentucky RImfire and Hobbies. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.